In the heart of Owerri, where the buildings were painted in bright colors but the streets whispered secrets, lived a woman named Mira. Mira was 26 years old, tall and slim, with skin the color of roasted groundnut and eyes that sparkled like trouble. She lived alone in a small self-contained flat, quiet, respectful, and always with her earphones plugged in. Nobody ever heard her voice. Until the new neighbor moved in. His name was Brother Eze. He was not old, maybe 35. He looked serious and spiritual, Bible under his arm, always greeting with "Praise the Lord." He wore white shirts and sandals, and his voice, like a radio announcer, deep and slow. Everybody liked Brother Eze, but not me. No, I didn't like him, because something about him didn't smell right, even though he always wore nice cologne. It started small. First, a cat went missing in the compound, then a young girl who lived 2 streets away. Then every night around 2 a.m., I started hearing chanting, low, slow, weird chanting. I asked Mira once, "Did you hear that sound last night?" She just smiled, lips shaking. "Maybe generator at 2 a.m. That sounds like Odo Oku, Ezu Ike, Ncd Ya." What kind of generator chants in Igbo? I became curious. One evening, I followed Brother Eze quietly when he stepped out with a sack. A very big sack. It dragged on the floor. He walked to the back of the compound near the soakaway and opened a small metal gate nobody used. I hid behind the water tank. He dropped the sack. Thud. Then I heard him whisper, "You will not cry, you will not bleed, you will serve me again." I ran like a goat that smelled pepper. The next morning I knocked on Mira's door. She opened it halfway. Her eyes were red, like she hadn't slept. "Mira, I need to talk to you. It's about Brother Eze." She sighed. "You too?" "What do you mean?" "I've been watching him. He's not a man. He's something else." I swallowed spit. "Something like what?" She looked around and whispered, "Have you ever seen him enter a kiki?" "Eh?" "Exactly. He doesn't take bike, doesn't take car. He just appears." Now goosebumps carried me like cold Hamatan breeze. It was on a Friday night. The compound was quiet, too quiet. Around 1:45 a.m. I heard the chanting again. Then a loud scream, not from outside, from inside Mira's room. I rushed out. Her door was wide open. Blood on the floor. No Mira. Brother Eze stood at the end of the corridor, smiling. He held something small in his hand. It was Mira's earphone, and it was dripping. I stood frozen. Brother Eze smiled with blood on his fingers. The air smelled like burnt hair and bitter leaf soup. "Where is Mira?" I shouted, my voice shaking like generator with no fuel. He didn't answer. Instead, he walked slowly to his door and entered. Clack. He locked it from inside. Silence. No one else in the compound came out. It was like they didn't hear the scream. Or maybe they were too scared. I rushed to Mira's room. Blood was on the bed, on the wall. Even her pot of Gary had blood on it, but no Mira. Just one red shoe. Her left one. The next morning I stormed into our landlady's flat. Mama Agatha, short, fat, and loud. She sold provisions at the junction. I told her everything. Mira's scream, the blood, the earphones, Brother Eze's strange night activities. She looked at me, then sipped her Lipton tea. She said. Just, Mama, are you not hearing me? She looked away. My dear, face your business. That man paid 2 years' rent in cash. He no owe light bill. No make noise. No woman. No wahala. He's a good tenant. I stood up. Even if he's killing people? She dropped her cup. Her eyes changed. Who told you he's killing people, eh? Do you want to disappear too? I understood. Fear had eaten everybody. Nobody wanted to talk. Nobody wanted to die. That night I didn't sleep well. Around 3 a.m., I had a dream. Mira was standing in front of my door. Her face was pale. Blood poured from her eyes like tears. She whispered, "He's not what he looks like. Don't trust the Bible, check his wall." Then she vanished. I woke up, sweating, heart beating like Ojin drum during festival. I grabbed my phone and typed everything. Check his wall? What wall? I made a decision. I must enter Brother Eze's room. I waited until Sunday morning. He always left around 7 a.m. to preach at that small church down the street. I watched him leave, Bible in one hand, that creepy smile on his face. As soon as he disappeared, I rushed to his door. I had a trick, a small wire I always used when I forgot my own key. 1 twist, 2 twist, click. The door opened. Cold breeze hit me from inside. The room was dark, too dark for daytime. I entered. That was my second mistake. The room smelled like something dead, mixed with old perfume and pepper soup. The walls, they were not normal.
But this mirror was strange. My reflection didn't move with me. When I raised my hand, the reflection smiled. When I stepped back, it waved. I blinked. Now the reflection had 2 eyes glowing red. And it whispered, "You are next." I couldn't move. The mirror stared at me, and my own reflection was no longer me. It wore my face, yes. But it smiled like it knew something I didn't. "You are next." I turned to run, fast like rat that had fire. But the door shut on its own. Bang! I screamed. "Jesus! Open!" No answer. I turned back to the mirror, and now the reflection was not alone. Mira stood behind it. Her body was black like charcoal, her lips sewn shut. She pointed at the mirror. Then at the wall beside it. I looked. The wall was cracked at the edge, like something was hidden behind it. I walked to the spot slowly, with knees shaking like pap on fire. I touched the wall. It moved. Behind the cracked wall was a small wooden door, hidden with old posters of prayer crusades and fasting programs. I pulled it open. Darkness. Thick, like night inside a hole. I turned on my phone torch. There was a staircase. Leading down. Who builds a downstairs in a self-contained flat? This was not normal. I stepped inside, heart in my throat. The deeper I went, the colder it became. Then I reached it. A small underground room. Candles everywhere. All black. Animal skulls. And in the middle, a bed. But not just any bed. Mira's body. Lying there. Eyes open. Mouth open. But no sound. She was alive. "Mira," I whispered. Her eyes moved. She looked at me. Tears rolled down her cheek. I touched her hand. It was ice cold. Suddenly, I heard it. Footsteps. Above. Coming down the stairs. Brother Eze was back. How? He just left church. Or so I thought. I looked around. No weapon. No hiding place. Mira tried to speak. Her lips trembled. "Don't let him see your fear." Then she fainted. I ran behind a shelf. I held my breath. I prayed. Not with words. Just panic. And peppery sweat. The steps stopped. A shadow entered the room. Brother Eze. But this time, he wasn't dressed like a preacher. He wore a red wrapper. No shirt. White chalk on his chest. And in his hand, a live chicken. Still shaking. He dropped it on the floor. Then said in a deep voice, "Tonight, the final soul will come." Just as I was still hiding, my phone made a noise. Ping. One useless WhatsApp message from my auntie. I swear, I almost fainted. Brother Eze turned slowly. Who is there? Silence. My mouth refused to move. My legs turned to wood. Then he began to sniff the air. Like a dog. He smiled. Fear. I smell it. Fresh one. Then he walked toward the shelf. Closer. Closer. Brother Eze stood just a few steps away from where I was hiding. The air around him felt heavy. Like thunderclouds inside a room. He raised the chicken to his nose and sniffed it. Fear is sweet, he whispered. He dropped the chicken on the ground. It didn't run. It didn't move. It just fell and died. No knife. No cut. No sound. It just died. That was when I knew. This man wasn't a man. He was something else. Something dark. While he was facing the shelf, Mira's eyes suddenly opened again. She saw me. She looked at the candle beside her. Then at me. Then she mouthed the words, "Use fire." My eyes widened. Fire. I looked beside me. There was a small iron plate with candle wax and a lighter. I grabbed it. My hands were shaking. I couldn't think too much, just act. I lit the wax-soaked rag I found and blew it gently to make the fire rise. Then I rolled it out from behind the shelf. It hit Brother Eze's feet. Boom! His wrapper caught the flame. He screamed. But not like a human scream. Like a goat and a lion mixed together. His voice shook the walls. And then, he changed.